Hey everybody, I'm going to try something different this time. I'm putting the camera right next to me. You'll probably be looking at the back of my head mostly, but I'm trying to show the dirt on how I'm digging up the side and how I'm doing the removing the dirt and leaving the clay, so you can see how it's what it's happening. Understand that I'm not making anything. I'm not an artist. I'm just moving dirt. It's a little windy today, so we'll probably get a lot of. Go down, see. Yeah, we'll probably get a lot of wind noise. I think that's about. I gotta try. I sure wish I had someone to work the camera for me. Okay. Let me show you real quick. See, I can hear I'm hitting a few rocks. So, but that could be like a tooth laying there. See right there? Hear that? So I'll try to go around it a little bit. Tonight we do the radio show, Max 21D on YouTube, and then he's got a radio show which is I don't know what that's on. I just know that it's called Wolf. No, I just forgot it. Wolf something radio. I got another bone or something right there. And I guess you can see that, right? See, the grass roots will go into the dirt, but they won't grab onto the clay. There's no way it can. I don't even know if you can see me, what I'm doing. See where I'm at, right there. It may still be blurry. It just won't focus. It's got a automatic laser focus thing, which ain't working. Okay, there's my shovel going right there. Anytime I find a big root, it's a deep pocket. The dirt goes down quite a ways, and then that's why it can grow and get big. If it's all nothing but clay, the roots are small and teeny. See that big root right there? So I probably got a hole or something right. So that this gonna come out. I hope that's not poison ivy. I gotta get my gloves on. Okay. You get the idea with that. Now I'll show you what I do with the other. I gotta get my tools. Okay, I wasn't really prepared. I hope you can see everything. I'm hoping. It looks like it's aiming in the right spot. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing now, and you can hear me. Before it was just too far away. Nothing was working right. But if you notice, see there's a pretty big piece of grass right there. So it's rooted kind of deep. See that? So I know that's going to be a lot of dirt there. So anyway, I got like a brush. I can use this kind of brush. You just brush it away. Shovel marks, and there's another root. It's got a big root going down into the dirt there. So that might be like a recessed area. Let me get my screwdriver. There we go. see what I'm doing, but you see right, I hope you can see that, there's a bone right here. And it's big and it don't move. So that could be anything. I mean, that could be like part of a jawbone, or the way we're looking at it, should be near the top of his head. This should be the top, because his mouth's way over there. Unless he's facing the other way, then the top of his head's going to be over there. But I should be coming off of his head pretty soon. He's big, but, you know. So anyway, I take a screwdriver and see how that's like a 50-50 mixture. I'm going to see if you can see what. Let me make sure you see what I'm doing. Okay, I hope everybody don't give me too much trouble, hard time about this, but I'm doing the best I can. You know, I don't have a lot of money or anything to spend on fancy stuff. I'm lucky I can afford to take the time to work on this. Now this was in the ground, right there. I just dug up. I don't know what that is just yet. I mean, that could be a tooth. It looks like that part would be under the gum. You know, and that's like a chewing tooth towards the back. But that's not a humanoid. That's gonna be this thing here maybe. So anyway, I take you can see how it just like crumbles. So it peels up. It's crumbly. It's dirt, but it's also got clay. It's like a 50-50. And usually the only thing I'm finding 50-50 is usually around the gums. I don't know why. I don't know if it could be outer skin, but once I get to the actual flesh on the body, it's heavy clay, and it keeps the shape. So that's what I do real quick. You see a root going down, you know it's not clay, because it just won't grow in the clay. Now here's another rock, bone. I shouldn't say rock. You know. You see, I just boom, boom, boom. Just go back and forth. It's real soft right there, so I know that's nothing to worry about too much. It might take some of those looks away. It could be. It could be. You see, it's all it's mostly dirt, but it does have a little bit of clay with it. See, I'm already getting like but I don't know yet till I do more. I hope everybody can see everything and can hear me good. So that's just, there's another bone. That might be a loose tooth there or something. I don't really worry about the little stuff at this point. There's another, some sort of tooth. But it's a baby, whatever it is. That's a small baby tooth. Teeth are scattered all over the place. Whatever this creature is, they lose their teeth easy, because I have different sizes. I've got that creature, or that other one that's smaller, and then I found all kinds of big teeth where this thing is huge. So I don't know how big they get, but I can't wait to see what this thing is. It's gonna take me a long time. Winter's coming up. So that's all. That just breaks out, breaks away. Let me make sure you're still looking at what I'm looking at. Okay, I don't know if it's focused. No, it gets out of focus on it. Okay, we'll just do the best we can. I still can't get that other camera to work. It won't download into my computer. I want you to kind of see its own roots. So I know there's really nothing there. I want to come off of this clay so I can get to the back of his head or the top of his head or somewhere. I want to come off of his head so I can come down and under his head, and then we can see how thick it is. And then I want to go around his head so we can see the shape of it and kind of get an idea what in the world this thing is. What kind of dinosaur? It's got to be like a dinosaur or something. Man, here's more teeny teeth. That's a baby tooth. I don't know what's going on. Now, I'm getting rock. There's that one's kind of loose. I'll find out here in a few minutes. Anyway, I'll just keep taping. But 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be talking to everybody and telling you, how I found that Rex here. And it's kind of a long story, kind of weird story, but the main thing I would have never known about none of this stuff if I hadn't listened to and watched Roger Spur, his Mud Fossil University. That was so educational. I couldn't believe it. I was watching stuff, and at first I was in awe. I was like, what in the world? What's he talking about? And he's having this giant, he goes, there's a fingertip, and it's like this big. And he goes, I had it tested, and I'm like, I don't know. He got blood out of it. He tested it, DNA. It's a human. So that, I figured he's not lying. Why would you lie about something like that? It's expensive to get DNA testing. And so I believed him. And then he started telling me about the bloods being black and red. And the thing that really, I remember in my creek, I remember seeing black rocks. And so I thought, well, I'll go down there. Because he was saying, go out in your yard, look around. You probably within 15, 20 minutes, you'll start finding fossils. I thought, well, that'd be cool. And then I got thinking, wait a minute, I have some black ones down there, black rocks. They must be, it's got to be something. So I went down there, sure enough. I wasn't in the water. I put my boots on, went down there. I wasn't in the water but a few minutes, and I started finding fingers and toes, and eventually I found a hand. I found the palm of a hand. It's about like that wide. A horn like that, and you can see it has that same, like a V-shaped thing right up in between the fingers. I've got 2 of them now. All kinds of fingers and toes and you name it. So I was really interested. I like, how in the world did all this stuff get here? And then I found a foot that looked like it was eaten. It had it was like you took a chocolate bar and bit into it, and then you got the shape of your mouth, and you can see your teeth marks go through it. Well, that's what this had. It was the back of it's like they held the foot and ate the back of the foot. Like they didn't want to eat the toes. And you can still see the big toe. If I remember right, it's a right foot, and it's got the big toe, and the other ones are gone. You can't see none of the others. And then it's got the curve. I got 2 of them, just like the same. I have a bigger one like that, same thing. They ate out of the back of it. You can see the teeth marks. And then I got the little one. It's like a normal size. So, yeah, I was really into it. And then we were talking about doing 2 camper sites here. And the only way we could do them, we had to put in a septic tank. And it was one of the things where I just couldn't do it myself. I have an old backhoe, I think it's a 1970 something backhoe, but there's permits, and the guy doing the job, he wants to, he's got to make money. So he wants to do it. He's got to get the permits and do it to specs, so it's all right. So when the inspector comes out, everything looks good. And I didn't, I don't know how the drain field goes, so I just let him do it. Well, while they were out here, we got them. What would they charge us to go ahead and make 2 spots right here? So they did. They went down about a foot, and nothing showed. There was nothing to see. But after they dug that down there, I was gone. I came back. I had to go somewhere, and I came back a couple hours later, and they were done in no time. See how that just crumbles? I want you to see what it's like when I get the good stuff. And I looked around after they left, and I saw all this black clay, black dirt, black rocks. And I was like, that's the vein blood. I said, they dug something up. I got something buried over here. They dug something up. And so I gathered up this stuff and I'm looking it over. I couldn't tell at first what it was, but later I found out it was teeth, mostly teeth. And then I found that one big, which I'm thinking it's a toe, because if this thing mouth is here, this back end's going to be down there, and that's where they dug the thing. And I come out with I should have brought it with me to show you, but I got a 22-inch piece of rock like this, and I believe it's a toe, a monster's toe, whatever it is. And the bone in that is probably as big as my wrist. So it's huge, you know, it's huge. And I just can't wait to see what this thing is. See, there's another rock there. So this is all crumbly, crumbly, crumbly. You can tell it's dirt, but it's clay too, because you can squeeze it and you can pack it. But it's not, I gotta get rid of it. If I don't get it out of the way, I can't see what I got. So, but I do leave the good clay. See, I got something here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move this a little bit. Can you see this here? It comes around. There's like a thing here, and there's another, like a little hills. So I don't know if that's a part of his face or up here around above his ear. I don't really know. But it's got my interest. So I got to here. See, I got that bone, there's another bone. There was another area that I thought I hit a hole. I actually was digging a hole. Oh yeah, over here. Let me set this thing so I can see it. I'm bouncing around here because I know I'm limited in time. And this thing, it took me 12 hours to download that other one. That other video I did the other day. Okay, I don't want to zoom in because it's going to lose focus. Digging in here, and I was getting some big roots. So I was able to go down, and it's nothing but dirt. See, it was just coming out dirt. So I'm like, hey, that might be his ear hole. I don't know what it could be, but there's a hole there, and then I got a big bone. It ain't going nowhere. A couple of big bones, and then there's this hump here. There's a hump. That same kind of like, see, it's got fine stuff growing in it, so it's not totally hard clay, but it reminds me like it might be the outer couple layers of skin, and I don't want to destroy that. It's hard, so I want to leave that. This other stuff is crumbly. After you do it for a while, if say you find something in your backyard and you do it for a while, you'll know what I'm talking about, because it took me a little while to realize what I was doing. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but I figure you got to expect that. Okay, now hopefully get back to where I was here. See, I feel like there's a mound right there, and there's something right there. So you feel it doesn't crumble away as easy. It crumbles some, and there's a root there. So. But when you see the big roots, you know it's going down in the dirt, because that's the only way it could grow like that. See these roots? So I know that's loose dirt. So I can take that out. See, that's a big root down there, still going. See all that? I hope I can get it off of his head and so I can go down behind it. Everything up here, bodies are like, his head is in the mouth, and where I thought it had a gap, that's not a gap, they got 2 rows of gums. Their inner gum, say this is the inner gum, is like that long, and his outer gum is up a few inches and over a few inches. So he's got he's got fangs here and other teeth, and then here he's just got all of them like shark teeth and flat teeth. So when I got down, as I'm digging and I got down to this spot here, I thought that was a gap, but it's not. His gums were tight again. He's got a death grip on that thing. Both of them do, and I can't get down and come around without destroying stuff. So I have to keep going this way until I can come off their bodies. And I don't know what's going on up in there, but I never did find a hole or a gap or anything. It's just clay after clay after clay, like. And I'm thinking maybe the thing's got wings, and he's got ridges in his wings. You know, I'm just guessing at this point. I just can't figure out what's going on. I hope I find out. But anyway, we'll get back to this here. My mind's going a mile a minute. I'm kind of excited about the radio show. I want to get people to know what's going on. You know, this is. I'm not making this stuff up. All that dirt just comes right out. This one's got this harder brushes. You know, the harder brush. See, I'm getting a dip right here, but I gotta keep going. I see a lot of roots. See, nothing will grow on the solid stuff. It just can't grow on it. I don't know if it's because it's salty. Now here I got something. I got some more big roots right here. See what it does. Don't take too much off. I thought I felt I'm feeling some bones down there. Are we having fun yet? I don't know how many minutes I'm going to go with this. It took 12 hours to do a 40, I think it was 42 minutes. And the bad thing of it, I was too far away. I couldn't hear myself talk. You couldn't see what I was doing. It was all blurred out. I'm like, I just wasted all day. I got to keep the computer on when I'm doing it. You can't just put it on and walk away from it. It goes into sleep mode and then it quits downloading. So I got to put on something like watch the women fight or whatever, the wrestling, the boxing, the MMA. I like the MMA, especially the women. The women are so great at fighting. Unbelievable. They can bend and move and do stuff the men can't do. To me, they're just a lot. I'd rather watch the women fight than the guys fight. The women are pretty cool. Sexy too. God, they wear them bathing suit like things. Man, some of them girls are really pretty, and some of them look more like a man. But it's fun to watch them fight. A lot of skill. Oh, I lost my brush. Oh. Yeah, these girls have a lot of skill. They got good coaches that really teach them how to fight right. Box and kick and flip and do all that stuff. They're really good. So I put one of them on, and I either watch it or I go do something else, but I have to keep the thing going or it'll quit downloading. But yeah, 12 hours it took me for 40 minutes. It was just so much of a waste. I got more roots still. I'm probably going to go deeper in here, right in that area. But you see how much time it takes. You can't just rush this, because if you rush it, you're going to ruin something. I'm sort of rushing it now, but see, like there's a root, that's pretty big root right there. How soft it is. And then, like I say, you can feel it and see, yeah, it's like a 50-50 dirt. It's crumbly, but then if you squeeze it, it'll pack. And maybe they'll come out with something where it'll download faster. Be more, I'll do more videos if I can. I don't know what the winter is gonna. We sometimes have a mild winter. Like it's pretty mild today, but gets into the 50s. This is November 21st, 2018. Yeah, I can't wait to do that radio show. I hope he brings on some experts. So when I start talking about stuff, they can say, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Or, you know, they can ask me good questions. Because I'm just going to have to sit there and ramble like I'm rambling now. About stuff. So it's dirt I'm getting out of there. Yeah. A tree can't grow in this because it's probably just not enough dirt. It's either that or it's salt. Someone told me a tree won't grow on salty land. The only thing I know that grows like around beaches and stuff is palm trees. Offhand, I can't think of any other trees that really grow. We got all kinds of trees here. Our easiest one that grows is the poplar tree. It sprouts up, it grows fast, it grows straight up, but there's nothing here, just along certain edges. So I'm thinking there's a lot of clay, a lot of bodies all over the place. And everywhere I've dug, I'm finding teeth. They're like the animal. This animal. They're animal teeth. I can tell they're thicker and they don't look nothing like Rex's teeth at all. Rex has thin teeth, big, but on the thin side. And then the dragons, I don't know what you call a dragon. I don't know what it's called. But the animal's teeth are bigger, a lot thicker. See, there's something right there. I don't really want to dig into that just yet. Let's see if we're still focused. I better back up just a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's good. Is it still recording? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not good with electronics and stuff. I'm like a handyman kind of. I fix everything. I fix my own vehicles. I got tractors that are older than me. I'm almost 60. I've got stuff that's almost 70 years old. I keep it running. I can do all kinds of mechanical stuff, engines, motorcycles. That's the kind of stuff I like. I'm into like figuring out what's wrong with something and fixing it. And that's probably what helps me do this, because I can see images and I know, hey, I've got something here. There's something here. I just don't know what it is. I've never seen nothing like this. Just like I've never seen an animal with inner and outer gums like that. For the inner ones, they're like a 4-inch difference in the gums, and they're over like another 2 or 3 inches or something. It's like the strangest thing I've ever seen. But it really, I thought in the beginning, when I was digging around his head and stuff and finding all the damage, I thought he was in some sort of battle, because he's busted up. And I figured, how else do you get you get busted? You got a battle with clubs and stuff. I had no idea. That was the last thing on my mind, that his head would be stuck in an animal's mouth. That surprised me like crazy. But I kept seeing the same pattern as I'm going around, and I'm like, what is this pattern? I got this clay. He's got something in front of his face, but then I realized he's got this all around his whole head. And I'm like, what in the world is going on here? And then I saw the teeth and everything staying the same, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me what was going on with his hand. I got up to his hand, and I'm finding all these different bones. I didn't know if there was his fingers or what. I just couldn't figure out what was going on. And the next thing I know, I've got that same design, but smaller around his hand. So there's no time anymore I'm gonna find down there. Probably eating on his leg and his foot and his butt, and there's no telling how many kids this thing had. But we will find out, I would hope. I sent a letter, I sent an email to archaeology place in town. I told them I found about 30 giant people, and told them 2 animals buried with 2 feet of dirt on top of them. And I asked them, what can I do? What should I do? Who do I call? Who do I get a hold of? Who wants to, help me out here? I didn't want to tell them too much because it might scare them off. If I say, oh, his head's 6 feet wide, 6 feet across. oh, this guy's crazy, and they won't even come out. So I told them the least amount that I could tell them to get them out here. I just said they're very big, giant people, and there's some animals that might be like dinosaurs. And if they're really people that go after stuff like that, they should be writing me back. If they don't, then there's some conspiracy thing going on. Because I know one thing, if I was an archaeologist and someone calls me or writes to me and says, hey, I think I got some dinosaurs here, or I got some big people here, I would be wanting to see what these people are. But most of the stuff on their sites was talking about Indians, the Native Americans and stuff. And I'm like, this ain't no Native American. This guy's like, I told him I think he's probably like 4,000 years old. Don't know what that is. So see how I'm getting a design here now. I got something going on right here. If anybody thinks they know, let me know. But you probably can't really see a whole lot. Stupid camera's not that good. I'm gonna take that out. There's roots there. It seems pretty. Yeah, that's a lot of loose dirt right there. I'm hoping I can get more uncovered so I'll have more to say on the show. I'm really surprised I'm not nervous. Usually I get nervous about stuff like that. I don't like being in front of an audience, a crowd. I never have, even when I was a little kid. I didn't like getting up in front of class and talking, or even we go like the auditorium and we do plays and stuff, or play instruments and stuff, and I've never liked doing that. I've always got nervous, but I'm not nervous at all. I mean, I'm not ready. I'm not on the phone right now. Maybe things will be different when I get the phone going, and I know everybody's listening to me, but for right now, I'm as cool as a cucumber. Okay, I'm gonna go more down into here. Let me reset this. Okay, I hope y'all can hear me. I don't want to talk too loud. A guy down here might think I'm crazy. That guy's over there talking to himself. But yeah, I did maintenance work for 35 years or 38 years or something like that. Quite a long time. And it was just something that I really liked. I was trained on the job. I would repair apartments. You go in there and you fix everything. And I learned how to do air conditioning, and I just kept learning more and more and more. I always wanted to learn stuff. So, and then I taught myself a lot of stuff. The guy who taught me air conditioning was actually teaching me wrong. He's doing a lot of mistakes, and I didn't know, because he's teaching me, so I'm going by what he's doing. And man, I found out a couple of years later, after I started reading books and doing more air conditioning work, I realized that this guy he didn't know what he was doing. He knew barely enough to get by, but so let's go take it out. There's another bone there. I mean, there's this hump, and that hump, and that hump. Another little tooth. These are baby teeth. That could be humanoid. Because it's thin, like Rex's. I live out here in the middle of nowhere just about, but we're finally starting to get a little civilization. I got 7.5 acres, and the next neighbor has 7.5. Now he only has 2.5. He sold 5 acres. Now that guy that bought the 5 acres, he's not going to live here. He's breaking that up into 3, so that's going to be 3 more neighbors moving in. And we had so much going on building around here, we had to name our driveway. It was just a regular driveway. We had to give it a name, and then that changed our mailing address. I was like, hey, I didn't go anywhere. I got a different address, but I'm still here. But I like it here. It's as you can see, it's pretty quiet. There's no traffic really. I don't know how many minutes that's been. I don't think I'm going to put it on today because with the show coming up, I don't want to have my computer tied up, so I'll probably download it. I'll put it in my computer today, but I'm not going to download it to YouTube until tomorrow. Thanksgiving, I guess. I've already celebrated my Thanksgiving with my grandson. He was able to he wouldn't be able to show up for that day, so we celebrated it on Saturday. I got my fill of turkey, that's for sure. See, here's something here. There's a big rock right here with clay on top. So I don't really want to, even though something's growing there, I'm not going to go no deeper because I don't know. I mean, it's possible that's the end of the rock right there and it's growing in behind it. I'll find out later if it is. I got to go around this way. But see, it's hard clay here.